Howdy ho, my peeps! I am coming to you tonight with another diffuser review and unboxing. So, I haven't taken this out of the box yet, so I'm going to do that first. You know, I thought when I started doing these diffuser reviews that I would get bored with them, you know. One diffuser is like all the other diffusers, right? Not right. They all have different features. Of course, they come at a lot of different price points. And some of them are appropriate for certain rooms and certain settings, like in a baby's room you wouldn't want something made of glass, probably. And if you've got something out in your living room or family room, you're going to want something that's a little more maybe decorative looking. You can also get diffusers that plug into your car charger. I mean, the world of diffusers is much bigger than I thought it was. So, tonight's diffuser is by a company called Amir. And Amir contacted me a while back and asked if I would do this, and I said absolutely. So, let's go ahead and unpack it. Alright. It has its little water measuring cup, like most of them do, although not all of them. I've reviewed diffusers that didn't have the little cup. I'm going to go ahead and undo this cord and kind of stretch it out so that I'll be ready to plug this thing in when the time comes. Okay. It's nice to have these little cups. Now I have a bunch of them. You can use them for a lot of things too. That's kind of neat. Alright, so let's take the diffuser itself out and its instruction book. If you hear the sound of rushing wind in the background, that would be my swamp cooler, which has been going 24/7 for a while. We're having a big heat wave here right now, so I decided I would rather stay cool and not sweat than turn it off and just drip all over my new diffuser. So, alrighty, so here it is. This is what the case looks like. It's a translucent plastic. It has the hole where the mist emits from, and it's cut at sort of a diagonal. I'm not quite sure why, but when I read into it, maybe I'll figure that out. On the front, it has simple controls, like many of them do. It says Amir and on and off, which is cool, or rather light and mist. Which is very similar to others that I've seen. So now let's open it up and look into it. Let's see, does it come off this way? No. It's a twist and pull. Okay, now with some of these diffusers, it just sits on top and that's all there is to it. With others, these tops actually lock into place like this one does. So you can hold it like this and it won't come apart. I think that's a nice safety feature, particularly if you've got kids in the house. So I'm going to unlock it, take it off, and take a look. Alright, as with all the other diffusers I've looked at, it does have its drain side clearly marked. That's important because when you go to pour the water out and dry the unit after you've used it, if you pour it anywhere but other than on the drain side, so you'd pour where it says drain side, you stand the chance of getting water down into the mechanics. So always pay attention and look for where the drain side is. You'll save yourself some havoc that way. Now let's see. This little piece on the top turns, comes right off. Alright. And on the inside you will see the little ultrasonic transducer down in the center there. That's the piece that causes the vapor to actually be created. So we're going to put these little pieces back now that I've familiarized myself with them, and I'm going to take a look at the owner's manual. So let's take a peek at that. First page tells you all of the parts of your diffuser. And it's pretty simple, so you don't need a whole lot of, you know, specialized information. It's very clear. Alright, so again, these things are pretty intuitive once you've done worked a few of them. All you do is to get ready, you should take the lid off. They want you to connect the adapter to the socket, which I will. Then they ask you to add water to the fill line. So let's take a look and see where the fill line is in here. Oh, and the fill line, it's on the, you can't see it very well, I'm sure, but it's about a ½ an inch down from the top of this. It's very easy to see, so that would be extremely easy to fill without using a measuring cup if you don't want to use one. Then you put the inner lid back on, and after that you put the outer lid back on and you rotate it and you're ready to turn it on. So I'm going to go ahead and get my water ready and my oil ready, and I'm going to come back to you and we're going to go ahead and turn this thing on. Okay, so I've read the instructions, and I've already discovered a few interesting things about this unit. First thing is, there's no reference at all in these instructions to this piece. I have no idea why it's here or what it does. I think that's kind of interesting. It's probably something that was added after these instructions were written, so that's a bit odd. But what I found out by reading the instructions is that this unit has more features than the other units that I've looked at, particularly the mist. In order to get it to mist, whoops, I didn't want to do that. Oh. Okay, so let me get this back around here. So when you push the mist button here the first time, what you have is an intermittent mist. In other words, you'll have 30 seconds of mist and 30 seconds of off. 30 seconds of mist and off, and so on. If you press it again, you'll have a continuous mist, and if you press it a third time, it turns the mist off. That's kind of interesting. The lights work in a very similar fashion. The first press causes the lights to cycle automatically, and then if you press it again, it will leave it at whatever color happens to be illuminated at the time you press it. So that's very similar to the other ones that I work with. But there you go. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill this tank. I've noticed it's got like a baffle system on the inside that's probably designed to make the water fall back down into the unit. And it also has a little open space here and here. I don't know if this is supposed to line up to something. I'm guessing it doesn't. So when I put it on, I'll just, put it on like that. But before I do that, I need to put some water in there. So let me go ahead, pour some from my glass, and go ahead and get some water in here. There we go. That's to the fill line right there. Now I'm going to add a few drops of essential oil. Now this essential oil I got when I was in Oregon. I was just on a vacation there, and this is myrtle wood oil. So I'm going to add just a few drops of the myrtle wood oil. It says 1 to 3 drops per 100 milliliter. So 1, 2, 3 drops. There we go. And we're going to put this little puppy back on. Now we're going to put this piece back on and twist it so that it is locked into place. And now we're going to hit mist first. The green light is illuminated, that means it's on. So it's going to start its transducing, and I can see it coming up already. You probably can't see it against my hand yet. And this is on the intermittent, so after this mist is coming out for 30 seconds, it'll turn off for 30. So we're going to go ahead and let that go for 30 seconds or more. And I'm going to go ahead and put on the light as well. So we can, oh, that's neat. So we can watch the light cycle through. So we should be coming up on, yeah, it looks like there's no more mist coming through. See if it cycles back on after 30. I just love this color change thing. It's so soothing. I normally don't like to try to sleep with lights on, but when oh, and here it comes again. So it's during its 30-second cycle through. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit this again and let it go continuous. All right. Perhaps you can see some of that coming out of there. Anyhow, I don't like to sleep with any light in my room, but I find, oh, that's a heavenly smell, incidentally. I find that when I use a diffuser, it really makes a difference in how easily I can relax and get to sleep. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the light in here, and we're going to take a look at this thing in dark lighting. Okay, here it is in dim light. I just love this thing. This happens to be blue. I'm not sure what it looks like on the screen. And it will slowly rotate through. I think we're going to get lavender probably next. Yeah. So anyway, very, very cool idea. Neat thing to have. Relax when you're trying to go to sleep. In the afternoon if you're taking a nap. You don't need the lights, but certainly the mist would, you know, help to relax you, especially if you use something like lavender. I don't know in aromatherapy what myrtle wood would be used for. I'm not sure. I didn't even know there was such a thing as myrtle wood. But I know that a lavender essential oil in this would be wonderful for relaxing and heading off to sleep. So, I really like this. I'm going to actually use this tonight and you know, see if it, see how wonderful it is. It's on a, it's not on a timer, but it will turn off when the water is, it has been fully used up. And of course, like all the other diffusers, when you're done using it, if you're not going to be using it, you know, for a day or two, you do want to empty the water. Remember to pour from the drain side, and kind of shake it out a little bit. Let the little ultrasonic transducer pad dry out before putting this away in its box. So, there you go. I think this is super cool. It gets a thumbs up. Thank you, people at Amir, for contacting me and asking me to do this review. I'll see you guys later. Bye!